Welcome to SAS Daily Podcast, weekly conservative show here on WKRO Akron's 80s, 90s, and more. This will also be on YouTube as well. And we're blessed enough to have somebody that's been on for the fifth time, the first time here on the radio show, Joe Teti, American hero, Joe Teti. How are you doing tonight, man?
What's up, my man? How you been?
Doing great, man. Trying to stay inside as much because this weather is destroying my allergies, man.
Dude, it's so funny you said that. My allergies just started kicking my butt 2 days ago. So it was weird. I didn't have allergies for a while, and all of a sudden, boom, here they come again. But yeah, so for those listening, my apologies. It's just I got a stuffy nose and a little scratchy throat. But can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Same thing goes for me. I got a stuffy nose. And I'll try to mute myself, like if I cough and stuff. Definitely. But yeah, man, I know you got an intel report that you're very excited about.
Yeah, so we're actually on intel report number 54. And I started this about 6 months ago. No, actually about 8 months ago. Because I was kind of just tired of the news being slanted left or right, and I really didn't know what to believe. You know what I mean? Like you hear one person say, well, like, is that the truth, or is it slanted to the right or slanted to the left? So I've got friends that I used to work with in the intel community that I can bounce things off of and say, hey, let me ask you a question. Is this legit or is this BS, right? And so the information we put out is basically vetted, and we put it out every Sunday. So you get 4 intel reports a month. It's sent out every Sunday. It's $10, $9.99 a month. You get 4 intel reports. About 6 pages long, 7 pages long, just bullet points. I don't get into like long dissertations. What we're doing is we're just sending our subscribers information that they can look at from an unbiased standpoint. It's not slanted left or right, that they can make decisions and actually have factual information on. And it can be anything from Bitcoin to the Ukraine to, anything. We pick out about 8 different subject matters and we just post them on there, and it's very easy to read, probably take you 5 minutes. But it's just little paragraph, but it's vetted information, and it's not BS. So that was one of the things. And one of the things we're doing too, for those of you who are listening, we do a free trial. So if you want to try it out for a week and get one of our intel reports for free, just go to joeteti.com, and you can put that on the information if you want. And you can sign up for the 7-day free trial. We'll send you one. You can read it. If you like it, subscribe. If you don't, no obligation.
Yeah, that'll definitely be in the description for the YouTube. Cool. And hopefully it gets you some subscribers, man, because we definitely
it's been a big success, man. It's been a big success. And let's face it, we're not going to make a whole lot of money doing it, but I'm doing it out of a sense of responsibility. And I feel that it's a very good service, because sometimes we do put out stuff that if you're a conservative person, you may not want to read it, right? You may not, but it's fact, right? So you've got to have both sides of the coin, right? I'm a conservative male, but I'm not slanting this information for any agenda. I'm just not doing. That's the whole purpose, is not to do that, right? So it's been fun. I enjoyed it. It keeps me on top of current events. And I work on it a little bit during the week every day for a couple hours, and then on Sunday we put it out.
Definitely need more of that. We need more real news, and I'm glad that WKRO is having me on their station, because that's what I try to do, is report on real news and not put anything false out there. So we definitely need more of that, because even Fox News puts out fake news, to be honest with you.
Yeah, man, there's an agenda. It doesn't, when you're talking about the big networks, it doesn't matter which one. they all have an agenda, good or bad, and they can do it. They're the big gorillas on the block, and so depending on which way they lean, either left or right, Democrat, Republican, whatever, that's the way their news is going to go, unfortunately. And I was just tired of it. I honestly don't even watch the news anymore. For those listening, I just don't watch the news. I don't. I get my information the way I get my information, and I know it's not BS. And I just, it was just getting so frustrating to just watch the news anymore. I'm like, Jesus, come on. Like, it's just, you can just tell that who, depending on the station you're watching, what agenda they were pushing. And I just got sick of it. I was like, I don't watch the news anymore.
Definitely, man. I don't either. I mean, the sports just put out fake news too. They said Deshaun Watson wasn't supposed to go to the Browns, and he actually got traded to the Browns. So as a Browns fan, I was excited for
that. That's funny, man. Yeah, it's a really sad state of affair. This has been going on, excuse me, for several years now, and it's going to go on for several years more until we straighten out Washington and straighten out the way that we do business as a country. Sadly, and it's just the way it is, man. But that doesn't mean that I have to tolerate it. I can dig my own information up. So
definitely, man. And how long has that been going on?
how long?
Yeah, how long?
About 8 months. About 8 months. Let me see. It's March. Yeah, about 8 months. And it's. I'm not looking to have thousands and thousands of subscribers. That's not why I did it. I'm just trying to help out people that are just sick and tired of, again, watching the news and going, is that, because I want people to be able to plan, like, especially with our economy and, what's going on in our country and all this cyber hacking that's going on. And all, I mean, that is like a huge thing right now, especially with Russia and China. People need to know that these are real threats. And I don't want to watch on TV and say, depending on who the network is, that it's another country. It's not necessarily Russia or China. Maybe they push it towards Iran or North Korea or something. That's not news. News is to report information and on an unbiased level. That's not what is happening today. It hasn't been happening for 2 years, and I just I can't stand it. It upsets me that they get away with that, because that's not news. It's far from it.
Yeah, it's definitely fake news.
Yeah, dude, it is. It's really bad. And I've seen some stuff out there after I've gotten information, and then I looked online and saw what either Fox or CNN or whatever, CNNBC, and it's like kind of close, but they forgot to mention this. Like, oh, really? Like, how convenient. They forgot to mention that, right? So I don't. And I put it out there, man. And it's like I said, some things you'll want to read and be like, okay, but if you're a conservative individual, some of it's painful, but it needs to be painful. But it just needs to be truthful, right? You know what I'm saying? And that way you can decide, and how to plan. Depending on what kind of industry you're in or just how you want to live your life.
Yeah, cancel culture is definitely another bad thing as well. Didn't they try to cancel you after you killed that pig?
Yeah, well, dude, actually, what's so crazy is I had an account on Facebook, and here's a perfect example. And I've heard this over and over and over and over from people. I had an official page on Facebook. I had 180,000 people on my page, and I made this comment. It said, "What do you think about this?" And it was Pepsi's comments about what they were teaching their employees about, quote unquote, being less white, right? I don't know if you saw all that stuff. And the media kind of took it in the wrong direction. It wasn't necessarily true what they were saying. It was how they put it out to their employees. Okay, but they did. And I didn't even comment. I said, "What do you think about this?" And I put a link on it. Next day, they shut my page down.
Yeah, I've had a few people ask me like what happened to Joe's Facebook and stuff. They said
Oh,
somebody from some other country has it or something. It says page manager from India or
yeah,
something.
and see, but dude, here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. Um, you can't just take over somebody's page, and you have to do this two-part verification. Anyway, I've called Facebook over and over and over, and they said, "Send us this stuff, and we'll straighten it back out." I've sent it to them like 6 times. You tell me. You got to remember, dude, they can do anything they want with their pages. They can make it look any way they want it to look. So why wouldn't you put it back up if I provided you all the information? 6 times I sent it to them. They won't put it back up.
Yeah, they're now you actually got a new Facebook page though, right?
I do, yeah. It's we're just starting back off. I put one up, and that's the kind of stuff that upsets me. Is you just got to be careful on that platform. And I know former President Trump started his own platform. I think it's called Truth.
Yeah, it
I
is.
think that's what. Yeah, and we're getting ready to put stuff on there.
Definitely, man.
You know, but scary stuff, man. It's scary stuff. Matter of fact, not to go off on a tangent, but the president, Zelensky of the Ukraine, just took over all of their media. I don't know if you know this. All of their media, social media, everything is now being streamed into one central area so he can basically control it.
Wow.
I heard that on the news yesterday. So, kind of look at what he's doing and what's going on here. It's the same thing, just on a much larger scale. But I don't like being censored. That really upsets me. I mean, obviously, if you're, you know, causing insurrection issues or saying things that you shouldn't be saying or threatening people, that's one thing. I've never done that. But if you're just saying, "Hey, this is my opinion, and what do you think about this?" and you get cut off at the knees, bro, that's not democracy. I don't care what you say. It's just not.
It's
And it
sad.
makes me sick that these people get away with it. Makes me
Definitely,
sick.
definitely, man. And actually, I've seen some of your interviews with Tom, and I used to watch his channel actually. Tom, the
Tom Kerrigan?
podcaster that they
Yeah.
took his channel down.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. There's another example. And, I get it. Tom's a great guy. He's a conservative. And I've been on his show a couple times. My buddy Dale Comstock's been on his show a couple times. And yeah, they canceled him. I don't know. That bothers me. If something's not done about that, it's only going to get worse until somebody gets really smacked on the wrist hard, where they like, "Hey, you do this again, you're gonna get fined." But it's just, I guess these companies can get away with it just because of the laws that are out there right now, So, but it's a sad state of affairs, man, for sure.
Absolutely, he does have a Rumble though. If people want to subscribe to his channel and stuff,
Oh,
he
he's on
puts out
Rumble now. Oh, that's good. That's
yeah,
cool.
he puts out great content for sure, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's had some really good people on his podcast.
Yeah, he's just telling the truth, man, and
That's it.
it,
Yeah, it's exactly right. He's not Tom. There's no agenda. He says something basic and then puts facts up against it. It's not just hyperbole, and that's what really dude. You know who I absolutely do love watching on TV? There's two people, not on TV, but on YouTube. Is Senator Tom Cruise. That guy hammers people like, and I love Tucker Carlson. And I like him because, of course, he's a conservative man, but he's not trying to build one side. He's just like, these are the facts. Like, Here they are right here in your face. Like, right? It just makes certain individuals look really dumb. But believe you me, if the powers to be could take that guy off the air, he'd be gone. He would be so gone. But I do watch him, and he brings up very, very good, valid, factual points. And people hate him for it, but I don't. I mean, we need people out there like that.
Absolutely, man. He puts out great content. I just seen he did an interview with Kid Rock, and Kid Rock said F Fauci.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's a whole nother story. It's the COVID stuff, and I've had COVID twice. I literally had it before it was COVID, like before people were like, "What's going on?" I had it that January, and then I got the new strain. It was about 6 months ago, and the first time I had it was really bad. Like I was sick for 19 days, and it took 3 months for my taste to come back.
Dang.
And the second time I got it, it was kind of mild. It was just like having a cold. But the first time, man, it was like 19 days of being in a fog. It was really scary. Sick as a dog. I couldn't get off the couch. I literally spent 19 days on the couch, just eating and watching TV and sleeping. But I think we're moving down a road now. I think hopefully in a year or two, this will be something of the past, hopefully. But again, what's the agenda? What's the narrative? I don't, who knows?
Yeah. It's untelling, man. I think it's
Exactly.
to get Brandon in there, and he's in there now. Brandon is.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's in there.
Yes, 2 more years. But I don't know, man. Do you think Trump's going to run in 2024?
I actually hear a rumor that he is maybe the Speaker of the House.
Oh, really? How
If
interesting.
if we win in 2022, if the Republicans win the Senate and win the
Right,
House.
right.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't. That would. Wow.
That's just a
Interesting.
rumor, though.
Yeah. He would be awesome for that, though. I mean, what? Real. I'm going to put it out there. I am so sick of attorneys running our country. What the hell does an attorney know about running a country? You need somebody that understands business. And I'm like, look, let's take Trump and park him over here. Okay. So now I voted for him, but so there's no agenda here. What the hell does an attorney know about running a country? They're attorneys. They have attorneys that they can go to as president to make these legal. They don't need to be an attorney. They have advisors. You need someone that understands business, because the United States government is a business. It's a business. We collect taxes to run our country. The same as a business. So why are attorneys being hired to run this country? Not one of them has got it right yet. Not one.
Definitely, man.
Are you kidding me? How many times do we have to do this to say this is not the type of people, not that attorneys are bad, but they're not meant to run a country. That's my opinion. They are not meant to run a country. You need somebody that can see multidimensionally, that understands business, that isn't so programmed that this is the way you have to do it. This is this. That's how attorneys see things in a box. You need people to be able to see unconventionally, right? To find unconventional solutions to conventional problems. Attorneys can't do that. That's not the way their brain works. They're black and white. I mean, they are. The law is black and white, and I get it. But that is not necessarily, in my opinion, the best person to be running a country, as you can see. It has not worked yet.
Definitely, man. I mean, Trump ran it like a business, and gas prices was $1, like $1.89, and now I don't know what it's like in your area, but here it's like
$4.
$4.15 or something.
$4. Yeah, $4. Yeah. That is the kind of person you need. You need someone who understands, okay, how do we negotiate this business problem? It's a business problem. You know, not to bash our current administration, because that's not what I'm here to do. But look at what our administration did, our president did day one that he got in office. What was the first thing he did? Do you remember? The first thing he did is he shut down that pipeline.
Yep.
Day one. If we would have that pipeline right now, I think, and don't quote me on this, I think that pipeline could have brought in I think it was 800,000 barrels of oil a day. I mean, come on now. Why would that be the first thing that you do?
They want us to go to they want us to use batteries. They want us to
Yeah.
they want us to use solar energy.
Right, green energy. Yeah,
The Green New Deal and all that stuff.
right.
Something funny. AOC was talking about cow farts in the Green Deal. The green.
Dude, but I mean, that just goes to show you how one decision, day one, if we had that pipeline right now, it wouldn't solve all the problems with the gas prices. I'm not saying that, but I can tell you this. Oh, I don't think gas would be at $4 a gallon. No way in hell. No way in hell.
It'd probably be 2 something. Here's the thing though. Okay, in Russia, we've just shut down like where we're getting oil from Russia and stuff. Okay, if it hurts Russia, us doing that, then why doesn't it hurt us if we do that? The liberals make no sense in their terminology.
Dude, I swear, you can't even make this stuff up. Some people, and I'm not going to designate who, I don't know what Kool-Aid they've been drinking, but their thought processes are so scary. I can't put two, and I tried. Look, I try to listen to both sides. I really do. I think there's the commonsensical individual listen to both sides and go, well, which one makes more sense? I just don't get it. Like, where are you getting this from? And it's just ideological stuff, dude, that you can't figure it out unless you think that way already. You're not going to think that way, period.
Yeah, and also they're pro-choice when it comes to abortion, but when it comes to the vaccine, they're not pro-choice. They don't make any sense.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. How can you be? It's like you can't be a little bit pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like you're either one way or the other. But again, it's to fit the agenda and to fit their narrative. You know, whatever little piece they can fit, they're going to fit it. And that's an excellent example. Excellent. Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, it's a scary to point too, man, that these people are actually thinking this.
And for those of you that are watching, don't take my word on this. Go pull the YouTube video. Go watch the YouTube video of Kamala Harris, our vice president, talking to the European nations. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Take a look at some of the comments that she was making as our vice president, and you make your own decision. I'm not going to say a word. Hold up, watch her mouth, listen to what she's saying, and you tell me what you got out of that speech. Wasn't good, in my opinion. Wasn't good at all. And
it never is.
yeah, and you know, you almost wonder if they're looking to put us in a wartime situation with some of the things that they've said and done. You know, I mean, I'm following the situation in the Ukraine, obviously, but I'm not really watching it through the news. That's how I knew the president just basically took control of all their media and TV and stuff. He just basically declared martial law. But what is crazy and it's inspiring is that the Ukrainians are actually fighting back now. I mean, the Russians are trying to get to Kyiv, and they can't get to it right now. Matter of fact, some river, I remember just seeing a video, some river just flooded that they were going to try to cross, and just now Mother Nature's against the Russians. Like, we'll pull it up and look. It's pretty amazing. But you got to take your hats off to these people that they're actually out there fighting. I saw a statistic, and again, I don't know how true this is, and you can Google this, guys. It said something like this: if what is happening in the Ukraine happened in the United States, how many Americans would stand and fight? Right? And if I'm not mistaken, it said 60% of the people would not. More than half would be like, no, I'm not doing it. That's very disturbing. That's very disturbing. That you would just let somebody just walk all over you like that and not do anything. But there was a poll was taken, and again, I don't know if it's slanted or not, but you know what? I believe it. I believe it. Unfortunately, I think that's probably close. Yeah. So that poll was taken, I think, a week ago. You can Google it and take a look and see for yourself. But yeah, the whole thing in Ukraine is just, the sad thing about it is, it doesn't surprise me this is happening now because of the administration. Look, everybody, here's a crazy thing, dude. Everybody goes, oh, Putin's crazy. The guy is not crazy. Okay. Guys, if you're listening, Putin is not crazy. Okay.
Smart.
He is a smart, educated, former KGB guy. He takes care of himself physically. He takes care of himself mentally. He works out. This guy is no joke. Okay. Doesn't mean I like him, but I'm going to give, the truth here. Okay. The guy is not crazy. He's obviously very motivated, and his beliefs are very deep in the Communist Party, but that doesn't mean he's crazy. And if he was ever going to do something like this, now's the time. If Trump or one of these other, more conservative presidents would have been around, this would not be happening. Or maybe it'd be happening on a very smaller scale. It would have been crushed already by now. But the whole world is watching this. The whole world is watching this. China's watching it. Do you really think that China built those 5 islands in the South China Sea for their good looks? That cost hundreds of billions of dollars. And they're military bases. What? You tell me.
They're going after country as well, ain't they? What is that place called?
Taiwan.
Taiwan.
Taiwan. And then it'll go Taiwan, Indonesia, right? It'll just right there. So it wouldn't surprise me one bit if that's the next thing to happen. They're probably just sitting back watching, just saying, what did the United States just do here? Well, sanctions. Really? That's what I tell people. You don't think that they already, it's a chess game. They're already two moves ahead. They're going to say they're going to hit us with sanctions. Okay, what do we do about it? That's because that's what they do they go and they pull the sanction rule book off the shelf and go, oh, you're not playing nice. Here, sanctions. It's the same freaking thing over and over. And they know that. It's so predictable. That's the problem. You can predict what we're going to do. And if you can predict what the enemy is going to do, you can make plans that will circumvent their actions. And that's exactly what's happening. So, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if you see China go after Taiwan. And bro, let me tell you something. If they control the South China Sea, Taiwan, Indonesia, wait till you see what's going to happen, like in the car industry, in the computer industry. Oh my God, stuff is just going to go through the roof. You still can't get the chips for a lot of vehicles. That's why we need to be more self-sufficient. We can't be relying on China. And look where it's going to get us. We're going to be, let me tell you something, dude. If China puts the squeeze on us, oh man, it's all over. It's all over. It will put so many businesses out of business in this country. You wouldn't be COVID will fail in comparison, right? It will be 10 times worse if we don't do something about it. So that's my opinion for what it's worth.
Yeah, I definitely believe that China and Russia sit back and seeing what happened in Afghanistan, and they're like, well, we can pull the trigger now. Biden can't do nothing, ain't gonna do anything, and he doesn't give a shit.
And dude, look how we pulled out of Afghanistan. Bro, a 15-year-old, if you would have said, look, some of you know, what would you do if you had choice A, B, and C? The last choice would be what we did. You know, and here we are. Now the Taliban has got, hundreds of billions of dollars worth of gear, helicopters, weapons, armored personnel carriers, you name it. I mean, you basically just gave, threw the baby out with the bathwater. And it shocked me the way that whole thing went down. It just shocked me. It showed me personally, there was some panic going on, and it just, they did not think it through. They just like pulled the plug on the toilet. Boom. That was it. And, that's going to come to haunt us again. Mark my words. It's going to come back full circle. And it always does, bro. It always does. Right. And this is going to be no different. So that's my opinion. I spent some time in Afghanistan, and, how we left there and all the equipment we left was more egregious than what the Russians did in the 80s. Right? They did basically the same thing, but not on such a grand scale. They left a lot of stuff, believe me, because we were using their Mi-17s, and there was a lot of weapons over there and from Russia, but not nearly the amount of money and weaponry and high-tech stuff that they're not even close to what the Russians did. Isn't that great? History just repeats itself over and over. It's like, is anybody watching? Like, so.
The scary thing is, I've heard Russia actually bought the equipment from the Taliban.
Say that again.
I heard that Russia is buying the equipment from the Taliban.
They're buying the equipment we left from the Taliban.
That's what I seen on I forget the source of that, but I seen it on the news.
Interesting. Wow. See, again, you just don't know. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty scary. So here's one thing I will tell you, completely off track. A lot of people don't realize this, but put two and two together here. Okay, hear me out, folks. Okay, listen what I'm about to tell you. UAE, which I've been there. I was there for 3 months working years ago. Beautiful place. Big oil producing country, right? Natural gas and oil. Right smack dab in the center of the Middle East, right? How many terrorist attacks have they had there? 0. Does anybody want to guess why? Take a wild guess.
Because they don't.
Because they're paying them to stay the hell out of there. Here's $400 million, $500 million. That's a day's income on oil. Like, it's nothing to them. They're paying ISIS and the Taliban to stay out of there. Like, people just don't like. Don't you understand that that is a perfect target for them? Perfect. Nothing. You can walk around UAE like you're walking around in downtown Miami Beach. Been there. 0 threat. Why? Because they're paying the bad guys to stay away. And don't think that's the only country, right? Start thinking of some other oil producing country. Like, why are there not attacks in these countries?
Russia.
Just one. Just not 100. Just one. Nothing. Zero. They're paying them to stay the hell away. Don't come here. Here's $500 million. We'll see you next year, buddy. Pallet full money shows up, and that's the end. Scary stuff, man. Scary stuff. It'll get the critical mass someday, and I just hope that it doesn't go nuclear, which, that's a whole nother conversation. But it could happen. It could happen. Understand, we may have more nukes than China, but China's nuclear arsenal is updated. Their technology is much newer than ours. Dude, do you know, I don't know for the people who are listening, do you know that they fired, and this was a while back, a hypersonic missile? It flies at like Mach 7, like can't even shoot it down. Faster, like twice the speed of like a 223 round. They fired this thing, and don't quote me on it, but I think this is what it did. It flew halfway around the world and then glided back, or somehow it turned around and hit a target out in the ocean. It was one of, I mean, very scary that you cannot shoot it down. We don't have the technology to shoot down one of these hypersonic missiles. We may be working on it now. So look, right now we don't. And scary stuff, man. Yeah, literally flew halfway around the world and then came back and hit a target. I think it was in the ocean, in the South China Sea or something. Of course, it wasn't nuclear detonation, but it hit and it worked. Yeah, scary stuff. Guys, read about this. And again, remember where you're getting information. But this is one of the things that we vetted through our intel report, and it's no bullshit. Hypersonic technology is a scary thing, and they've got it, and we don't. We don't have a way to combat
it. Definitely super scary, man.
Yeah.
And I mean, China basically is about to own the U.S., man. In my opinion, it could happen.
Say that again.
I said, in my opinion, China could possibly own the U.S. at some point.
Yeah, dude. I think all the numbers that we hear about the national debt and all that stuff, I think it's slanted way off, man. I don't even think they really know, to be honest with you. But yeah, I just don't. Here we are, a superpower, we're the richest countries in the world, and we're so dependent on all these other countries for our sustainability. It makes no freaking sense to me whatsoever. Why would you put yourself in such a weak, compromising position? To me, it doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. But I'm not in Washington, but I know damn well if I was, that would be one of my priorities, is not making this country so dependent on everyone else. Of course, it would take years and years to do that, but somebody better start now. You know what I mean? You better start now. Yeah, man, it's only getting worse. I mean, it's I think something in the next year or two is going to happen. I was talking to a buddy of mine the other day, and I think there's going to be some type of critical event. Don't really know what it's going to be, but there's going to be something that's going to happen. It's going to be a complete, like a 9/11. I'm not saying necessarily a terrorist attack, but there's going to be a critical event that's going to change the landscape, so to speak, forever. Kind of like COVID did, right? Something like that, where it changes the landscape forever. To me, it's inevitable. It's inevitable.
Definitely, people need to subscribe to the intel report for sure.
Yeah, guys. I mean, it's like I said, $10 a month. You get 4 of them. It takes 5 minutes to read, and it's just so you don't have to sit there and watch the news for an hour and pick out what you want. Like, yes, no, maybe so. I'm going to hand it to you on a silver platter. It's going to take you 5 minutes to read it and go, okay, I got it. And that's basically it. So, yeah, I'm real happy with it. And I swear, I don't care if I have one damn subscriber. I'm doing it anyway. Seriously. If I can update one person every Sunday, like, hey, this is kind of like, because everybody's busy, dude. Look, everybody's got their family life, their business life, whatever. If you can spend 5 minutes and I can just give you a quick intel dump, boom, here's like the 7 most important things that are going on right now. You're staying effective. You're not walking around blind without a cane. Like, what's going on? Yeah, that's not where you want to be right now. Shame on you if you're one of those people. Don't bitch and moan when the crap hits the fan and you go, oh, what happened? You should already known we're going down this rabbit hole. You should have been planning accordingly, right? And if you're not, that's on you. So, but yeah, I've owned a lot of businesses in the past, and obviously this ain't a huge money maker, but I will tell you, is from a personal standpoint and being fulfilled, I really enjoy doing it. I feel like I'm doing what I can for people that want to stay ahead of the power curve. You know what I mean? And I know there's people out there that have stuff like this and they're charging $100 a month, $200 a month, $500 a year. As long as I can, cover my expenses and just, make a little bit, I'm fine. I'm not trying to make money. It's not why I started. Money was not the reason why I started. Put it that
Yeah, that's definitely a good
way.
thing,
You know what I
man.
mean?
And absolutely, man. You definitely got to subscribe to me. I'll subscribe to you for sure.
Cool. You'll like it. I think you'll really like it. Easy to read, little bullet points, just blip, 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 and that's it.
Absolutely, man. Now, what upcoming like classes do you have and stuff?
Yeah, so right now we don't have any wet sea courses because the Boy Scout camp that we were using is full until August. The Boy Scouts are there. But for those of you that are watching, one of the things that I'm starting to do is I will travel to you. So if you want me to run a course, whether it's pistol, carbine, surveillance, a wet sea course, if you go to SpartanAmericana.com, it talks about the wet sea course, or go to joeteti.com, I can come to you if you have a group of people, right? That way you don't have to fly here. You can stay there. We'll set up the logistics. As long as I have a place to teach out of, I can do it. I rent a hotel room or stay right there at the location where we're teaching. And so that's one of the things that we're doing right now, is just kind of putting it out there that, hey, Joe, we've got 10. You need a minimum of 8 people, minimum of 8, no more than 20. And I can come. And for those of you that don't know what the wet sea course is, it stands for the Warriors Edge Training Course. And it was a 3-day course, and I retold it. That way you don't have to take Friday off. It's a Saturday and Sunday course, and we do a variety. It's long days, 14 to 16 hours, but you're doing carbine, pistol, land navigation, Kim's games, apprehension avoidance. What do you do in a hostage situation? I mean, knife combatives. It's a module. Oh, it's a great course, dude. It's a really, we've ran like 5 of them. And if you go to SpartanAmericana.com, you can see some testimonials. There's a video there as well. But I can tell you this. We've had everybody from a neurosurgeon to literally a preacher to a commercial fisherman to a stay-at-home mom. We've had the whole gamut. And I can tell you the number one comment is people like, oh my God, I actually feel like I can take care of myself. Right? I'm transferring, 25 years of knowledge and, special operations, the military and government to somebody, and it empowers them, right? Where they're like, well, how do you do that? And how would I know? I'm going to teach you. I'll teach you how to protect your home. That's one of the modules. How to protect your home, how to protect yourself when you travel, right? Stuff like that. Like, what should you be looking for? Like my buddy Dale always says, people don't know what they don't know. And the wet sea course, I love it, man. I love teaching it. I can honestly say I haven't had one person, not one, that taken me up on my offer. And I said, at the beginning of the course, I always tell people, if you don't walk away from this course with a renewed feeling of knowledge and empowerment, I will give you your money back. Not one person's come up to me yet. Not one. And I say it every course. And I mean it. But I know what I'm putting out is powerful stuff. It's powerful, powerful stuff. How to protect your family. That's the biggest thing, is how do you protect your family when the shit hits the fan, right? How do you do that? How do you avoid bad situations, right? I'll teach you that. So check it out. For those that are interested, just email me. You just click right there on the email. And if you have any questions, just email me and I'll get back to you within 24 hours.
Yeah, the link will definitely be in the description of the Spartan
Thanks,
Maratona. Absolutely, man. And you also got vitamins as well.
Yeah, so yeah, I actually just got back 2 days ago. I've got a supplement company called T1 Performance Nutrition. And I just got back from shooting some videos in Virginia Beach. I was at Dynamis Alliance, which is owned by a gentleman by the name of Don Rasso, former SEAL team guy, Dev Group guy, really good dude. And we used his facility to shoot some video, went to the beach. So yeah, it's for active adults over 45. It's not for young people. I formulated these products for people my age because there was just nothing on the market. There's just nothing, zero. And I'm like, this is bull crap. So I started messing around with my own stuff, and I found a company to help me, NutriScience, big company, and they make the stuff for me, and they're amazing. And so stuff's great, man. We got 4 products. We got a multivitamin, immune boost, a testosterone boost, and a pre-workout. Those are the 4 products.
Definitely, man. Definitely,
Cool.
people need to check that out for sure. I mean,
Yes, sir.
you're right. There really ain't nothing on the market for people over 40.
Yeah, the stuff that is out there, in my opinion, is just junk. I've tried it. It really, especially the pre-workout stuff, it just didn't do anything. We went through 8 trials, eight different test samples. Too much of this, up, to left, back and forth, 8 times to get the formula right. And I can tell you right now, man, it is the best pre-workout I've ever taken. Take it out, take it 15 minutes before you. It ain't about just lifting. If you're gonna go golf or do any sports endeavor, go kayaking or hiking or skiing, it will give you that energy boost. It lasts about 2 hours, and you'll be running on all 8 cylinders. I can tell you that. And you don't crash off of it. That's the other thing. A lot of these other pre-workouts, you take them, and this is what happens. Boom. Mine doesn't do that, man. It's like a plane landing. You don't even really feel it. You just come off of it very slowly, and you don't even feel it. But yeah, that was one of the things I hated about the pre-workouts that I was taking, is that they work great, but man, when you came off of them, oh my God, it felt like you needed to take a nap. Like, it really crushed you. So I really wanted to avoid that as well, and we have.
Definitely, man. Definitely appreciate you being on, brother.
Yes, sir. Thanks again. We'll do it again whenever you want, brother.
Oh, absolutely, man. We'll definitely have you back on the radio show and the normal podcast on YouTube.
Yes,
Definitely,
sir.
man. It's definitely a pleasure having you on every time, man.
Thank you.
This has been a Seth's Daily Podcast, weekly conservative show here on WKRO Akron's 80s, 90s, and more, and also here on YouTube. Y'all have a good night, and I want to thank Joe Teti for being on, and y'all have a good night, and God bless.